Hi, today we're going to do a fun LeetCode problem. Is subsequence. And this is an easy level problem, and we're going to solve it on JavaScript. So giving a string S and a string T, check if S is a subsequence of T. A subsequence of a string is a new string which is formed from the original string by deleting some, can be none, of the characters without disturbing the relative persistence of the remaining characters. For example, ACE is a subsequence of A, B, C, D, E because goes there, C goes there, and E goes at the end. While AEC is not, because even though all the letters are inside the same string, the order isn't the same, and the order is key for a subsequence. So let's try to solve this problem. I'm going to solve it using while loops to solve it. So the first one is that we want to keep organized and keep track of all the index of the subsequence index and the T string index. So we're going to create a variable for each. Create variable S index to keep track of the index of S string. And next we want to create a variable T index to keep track of the index of T string. And next we'll want to create a while loop. And what are the conditions of the while loop? Well, we need to go through iterate through each of them, each S string and T string, and we can't go on more than the index, the length of the string. So the length of the strings will be the endpoints for each. So while loop for S index is less than S dot length, and also T index is less than T dot length. So inside the while loop, we gotta see when will we move on to the subsequence, and we'll move on if there's a match. So we have to find the values of the values of the string to see if they're equal to each other. Find values, create a condition to see if the values of each string indexes are equal to each other. And then if they're equal to each other, we increment. We go on the next index for S. And then we'll also increment the T after each loop. So we move on to the next one if there's no match. And then how do we know if it is a subsequence or not? Like how do we know if it's true or false? Is that we'll know if it's true or false if the length of S is equal to the S index that we made. So that will show that there's an equal match. And if not, there's no equal match and it's not a subsequence because they have to be exactly aligned. So return if S index is equal to S. And now let's put this to code. So the first one, you want to create the variables. So let S index, we're going to start it off at the 0 for index 0. And then let T index equals 0. And now we create the while loop. So S index is less than S dot length. And T index is less than t dot length. And inside of this, we're comparing the values of the indexes to see if they're equal to each other. So A and A. And if they are, we have to increment the S index. So here's where we create the condition. If S and the S index is equal to T with T index, we will increment, we do S index increment. And then if A goes to A, we increment, and if C doesn't equal to the next one, it'll go to the next one until it does. So now we'll do T index increment. And now we'll return if the S length is equal to each other. S index is equal to S length. Now let's check. Awesome. It goes out true. And then for the time complexity, since we're doing a loop, we'll do a time complexity of O of n. And then the space complexity, it will be O of 1 because the longer this problem is, the space will stay the same. And that is how to solve a subsequence on LeetCode.